to the cinema the other day for the brand new release, the horror sci-fi movie M3GAN. Or if you don't know what that looks like, it's M3GAN. But it's actually just M3GAN. I'm going to give you a quick synopsis now. So M3GAN is a marvel of artificial intelligence, a lifelike doll that's programmed to be a child's greatest companion and a parent's greatest ally. Designed by Gemma, a brilliant roboticist, M3GAN can listen, watch and learn as it plays the role of a friend and teacher, playmate and protector. When Gemma becomes an unexpected caretaker of her 8-year-old niece, she decides to give the girl a M3GAN prototype, a decision that leads to unimaginable consequences. Now, you may have seen that M3GAN has been getting a lot of buzz online, loads of people talking about it. If you actually look at the scores, it's got 95% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is a huge score. 6.7 out of 10 on IMDb, which is solid. A lot of buzz about it on the socials. I know that like Lad Bible was putting like, it's been rated 100% like when it first came out. So we went to see it. Now let's just talk through a couple of things before we went to see it, Cockney John, and I'll hit you. I'll go straight over to you for the review. You may know working at Odeon, and I've said this a million times. When you work at Odeon, you know what I'm doing, don't you? I still can't get over it. I cannot get over this, guys. You work at Odeon, you have a name badge with your favourite film underneath your name. Now, I worked at Odeon for a short space of time, and if you know, you know. My badge said Adam Armageddon. Okay, my favourite film, Armageddon. As you
also, your wrestler name.
And it's a great name in general. I mean, what a name. Adam Armageddon. Now, the guy who served us was called Luke. And Luke's favourite film was Zodiac. Okay? Not a problem. Good film.
Good film. Yeah.
Yeah, he likes it. Fair play, Luke. Good effort. Now, Laura, who also worked at Odeon, came over for some sweet popcorn. Now, I always look at the badges. I don't care because I just love to see what people have. And you see the same ones over and over, don't you? You see the Harry Potters, you see the Godfather and all of this.
Godfather's a big one. You see a lot of them.
Yeah. So this girl comes over and under her name was the movie Norbit. Now, if you don't know what Norbit is, it's an Eddie Murphy comedy where he plays multiple characters.
It's not a
comedy. And basically, it nearly buried Eddie Murphy. In fact, it's widely known that Norbit cost Eddie Murphy an Oscar. He was due to win an Oscar for his great performance in Dreamgirls, but he released Norbit, and that basically, they were like, we cannot reward this guy. And a part of me kind of regrets not asking, like, is that a joke? Yeah. Please tell me you've done that as a joke. Like, how many Odeon workers there are, nobody else has surely got Norbit. Surely not. I mean, you'd be John Grease, wouldn't you? Which, to be fair,
100%.
Kind of goes with the way you're looking at the minute.
Oh. Mate, it's the 40-year-old post-Christmas look.
Yeah, John, the 40-year-old virgin. So we got into the cinema, and unbelievably, what night did we go? Sunday night, wasn't it?
Sunday, yeah.
Sunday night. It was a
went
6 o'clock.
Wingstop, though. Went
6 o'clock showing. Yeah, we went Wingstop, a little bit of birthday food for old Cockney John.
Place.
Beautiful food, beautiful chicken. If you get a chance to go to Wingstop, definitely check it out. And if anyone who is associated with Wingstop somehow stumbles upon this, please sponsor us. We will accept chicken in the post. So then we went to a 6 o'clock showing on a Sunday, and it was packed, wasn't it? It was well busy.
Rammed.
You got your seat wrong.
Twice.
Cockney John sat in seat 14, and then a woman came to the back of the screen and went, I'm in seat 14. And then Cockney John got his phone out and went, oh, they've sold 2 of the same seat. And then the woman was just like, no, you're on like row 14. Or was it screen 14?
No, screen 14.
Screen 14. What an absolute shocker you had there. So then, obviously, it was film time. So I'm going to throw it over to my good friend, Cockney John. M3GAN, does it live up to the hype?
No.
I knew it was coming. I was putting it out there.
When they said, what is it, unimaginable consequences, it was the most predictable film I've seen. I think I've ever seen. It's now. I was thinking about it because obviously I came out just like, what a waste of time that was, and so I've been doing a bit of research about it. Now, the first thing, in America, it's a PG-13. It's not a 15. Right.
Really?
So yeah, it's made for kids. Right. So that was the first thing. Second thing is, we're of an age now where we've seen all the classics and we've seen AI films done 1,000 different ways.
Yeah.
This just didn't bring anything new to the table whatsoever. It was a really bad, you know, the basic story was Terminator. You know, someone creates an AI and then the AI has to destroy its creator. Yeah. There were no jump scares. There was nothing scary. The most interesting bit, and I can't believe it's the bit that stuck with me, is where M3GAN, the doll, describes what condensation is to the daughter. Now, that's the only bit I can remember is a sentence about condensation. That's it. Nothing else stuck with me. And I've been watching I've seen a few, you sent me a thing of people cheering when she does the dance. When she did the dance, I was just like, well, you know, I'd genuinely rather watch Harry Styles do his stupid dance in Not Now, Darling, whatever it was called.
Don't Worry, Darling.
Don't Worry, Darling. It was, oh, God, it was appalling. If you're, you know, maybe for 14-year-olds, it's a good film and might be a little bit freaky. But if you've seen anything, you know, we grew up on Scream. Even the Blair Witch Project was better than this. Mm. And I mean, that had 30 seconds of interest, at least. You know, yeah. M3GAN had 15 and it was about condensation. No, absolute crap.
Right, so rating
Little Girl's
first,
good actor. Little Girl's
first
good actor.
Sandies of 2023.
Now, it's a weird one because I gave Don't Worry Darling 1. And I always think, you know, they should get something because they made a film. They did make a film. Half.
Half a Sandy, yeah?
Half a Sandy. Just because they made a film. Like,
fair play. And I'm sure that all, I mean, you know, that when you're there, when you stay for the credits and there's thousands of names, I'm sure they will be really glad that they didn't get 0 Sandys from a 40-year-old man called
I mean,
John.
if I worked on it, I'd have given a fake name. Like, it's... You
Cockney
sort of think...
Jeff.
Yeah, Cockney Jeff. You think like Kevin Smith made Clerks on, what, $25,000-$30,000? And made an absolute cinematic masterpiece. One of a kind. You know, how much they spent on making M3GAN. And it's
to be fair...
Just 10 other films that I've already seen done better.
Yeah. No, I think you're completely right. I will say this one thing, though. The budget of M3GAN did surprise me because I thought it was going to be a lot more. It was made for 12 million. Now, in today's money,
right, that's not
12 million's not that bad. So when I looked at that, I have to be absolutely honest with you. So I'll give you my take now. I wasn't up for this film, saw the trailer, didn't do anything for me. These types of films are not really my bag. But obviously, being a committed movie reviewer, as we both are, we went and we gave up our time. Time will never get back, and this guy's 40 years of age.
He's ticking that sand.
He was so much more grey when he came out of M3GAN. It was insane. But yeah, I pretty much agree with absolutely everything you said there. I thought it was going to be a lot better than it was. I was actually excited. The fact that I wasn't up for it, it was a nice change of being like so up for something and being disappointed. I thought the only way is up here. Like it can do something where I'll be like, do you know what? That was pretty sick or that was pretty funny. it didn't do that. It didn't excite me. Like you said, there was no jumps. It wasn't scary. It wasn't funny. It felt to me just a bit lazy. It was a bit like they were going through the motions, and they had this doll, and it was like, oh yeah, that's a pretty kind of. And I actually don't. I know they did take a lot of things from different movies, like you mentioned, the Terminator and all this other stuff, but they just. And I didn't mind the premise of the film. I thought like Child's Play.
Yeah.
I thought like Chucky vibes. It just for me. I sat there and I was checking my iWatch like I've never checked it before. And I was thinking, this is dreadful. And there was so many parts of the movie where I was like, oh, for God's sake. Like when I turned to you and I was going, as if, like ridiculous. Now, I sat 3.5 hours through Blue People a matter of a week or two before, and I was engrossed.
Yeah. And
M3GAN just lost me. The best part about M3GAN, right? I'm going to give you my favorite part about it. And this actually came from Avatar, believe it or not. My favorite part about M3GAN was the fact that it was under 2 hours long.
Yeah, it was nice and short.
Because if it had gone past 2 hours, believe it or not, for the first time, I think, since we've been doing this podcast, I could have walked. I could have walked. Now people, it's funny, 2 people in my work, 2 of my mates at work went to see it over the weekend. And the first person I spoke to was a younger girl, younger woman. And she, I said, I went to see M3GAN last night. And she went, I went to see it. I loved it. And I went, you're joking. Yeah. I was like, you're joking, aren't you? She was like, no, I thought it was really funny. And I was like, okay, we're no longer friends. No. So it's like, fair play. And like you said, that's the kind of target audience. She's like early 20s. And then I spoke to another guy who's, I think, in his late 20s. And I said, I went to see that M3GAN. And he goes, oh, yeah, I went absolute trash. And I was like, mate, absolute trash. So it is going to divide people. I think, like you said, the younger crowd, the prime energy drink crowd are going to be all over it. Obviously,
I did appreciate the 2 ladies who were sat next to me, who were sat in silence through the adverts, and the second the film started, they weren't even whispering. They had a full-blown conversation and then started shouting to their daughters that were like 3 rows in front.
Yeah.
Like, you scared?
Honestly, it always happens to you. It's insane.
Every time.
The best bit is, I can hear them, but they're not as loud. Every time we go at the minute, there's a crowd or a group chatting, and they're always next to you. And I can like hear them, but it's not as off-putting. But what gives me joy, why I won't go to the cinema attendant and complain, because she's got Norbit on her shirt, for God's sake. What's she going to do? Is the fact that you're just sat there getting more and more irate as time going on. And then when you start jittering in your chair, and it's like, you're only doing it to kind of give them your attention of like, oh, he's gonna get up and say something. And you just go, and you just turn to me and go, this is why come to a cinema and start having a full-blown chat. I absolutely love it. So there you have it. My rating. I'm giving it 0. I'm giving it 0. Now, I have nothing but credit for filmmakers, no matter if you make a turkey or not. But I'm thinking of it like, we've seen some great stuff whilst doing this podcast. And also, Avatar was in terms of filmmaking, in terms of experience, was unbelievable. The Whitney Houston biopic was really charming and amazingly well done and respectful. And then M3GAN was just, I can't in my right mind give it anything but a big fat 0.
Imagine you mentioned Chucky. What would happen if Chucky met M3GAN?
Oh, mate. Chucky would murk that little doll. So So there you have it, M3GAN. Now if you go and see it and you like it, tell us what you like. Join the Adam and Cockney John's Big Movie Podcast Facebook page. We want to hear your view. But we have reached the point that Cockney John has been waiting for.